So, you're a single lady or gentleman and you're planning to relocate to Dubai or any part of the UAE, and you're very excited about that because you've heard that this is where, there are lots of potentials out here for your life partner, and you are optimistic about it, as you should be. However, it is also necessary to know how the dating game is like in the UAE here. So, in today's video, I will be sharing with you the real truth about dating in Dubai or any part of the UAE. Unfortunately, I can only throw more light from a woman's side of view compared to a man, because obviously I am a woman, and more also on the perspective of an African. I'm not trying to play the race card here. However, I feel like this is an undeniable reality that certain things happen to us as African, and I feel like it's my duty, once I've experienced that, to share with other people, because lack of knowledge, my people, perish. So once you know this information, I don't believe that you should just base your life on all this information, but it should just like guide your movement. So if you're ready to know the tea, let's get right into the video. Hey guys, it's a girl Truvon here. Welcome to another video on my channel. This video is going to be mainly for the ladies, but if you're a guy, you can watch or you can share with any of your female friends who are planning to move to UAE so that they can know more about the dating reality in UAE here. There's so many dating sites or apps that you can use to meet people, and it doesn't really matter your race or nationality. You can join any of these dating sites. And then the second place that you can meet people, obviously, is going out like to the clubs. There are lots of people there. The quality of the people there, I don't know, but I know that there are people there. You can meet a lot of people in the clubs, and also in the mall. If you go to the mall, you can meet people in the mall. However, personally, I feel like because of the culture of the people here, I feel like it's a little difficult for a man to like approach you in public like that. That is what I've realized. Maybe because I'm black, but I don't think so. See, I'll give an example, right? If I go to the mall, or if you go to the mall like in an open space, like you're walking around, it's quite difficult to have a man just like walk up to you and be like, hey, how are you doing? What are you doing? Like, can you sit somewhere and have tea? It's kind of like difficult. But if you leave the mall, right, maybe you're walking like down the aisle, or you are going to your taxi or into your car, that space is a little confined, or it's not too exposed. A man can approach you there. That is what I have noticed, asking people around, and my own observation. That is how I feel like. Or they'll just pick you up from the streets, like you're walking, it'll be like, oh, get into the car, let's talk. But they don't like come to you openly in public and then just start talking to you. The Europeans do that, but I feel like the Arabs, they don't really do that. Let's talk about dating apps. Tinder is trash, as we all know. I don't know what happened to my account. It just blocked me. I don't know what I did. And then the second app that I think is just a little okay is Bumble. That's the app that I'm on. It's still trash. I don't know. It's still trash. I mean, comparing Bumble to Tinder, the only difference there is that is the woman who is kind of in charge on Bumble. So a woman, even if you match with her, would have to be the one to initiate a conversation with you for you to respond. Initially, I thought like, oh, that was a good thing. It gives you, the woman, a little bit of security. But then I was thinking about it later, and I was like, wait a minute, like, why should I be the one to approach the man? Like, why should I be the one to make the first move, right? It's a man's duty to do that. Like, you see me, you like me, and you have to make the first move. So I'm not too, I'm not too happy about Bumble, but it's okay. I have a lot of trash stories on Bumble. And then in the club, it's like, regular people, whatever. And then in the malls is where I believe you can find, I honestly believe you can find like very responsible, very responsible people in the malls. So yeah, these are my three options for, and then the meetup also, you can go I haven't tried that, so I don't know the kind of people that are there, but I would like to believe that it is people that have integrity, because the purpose of the meeting is not to date, it's to do an event together, something that you like, a hobby, cultural, whatever, hiking, and then you can meet people through that. So these are the 3 or 4 areas that you can meet people when you come to Dubai and you're single. Now let's go into the real dating scene. Let's see how the game is like. I have some tips here. I don't think we should call it tips. I think it's going to be red flags. So I have some red flags that I'm going to share with you. So that when you see these red flags or you hear them, you know that this person is maybe 90% not the one, or not as serious as I thought they would be. Okay, let me say this before I go into details so that you kind of like understand how the game is like in UAE. I got to understand this very quickly, is that dating in UAE is, and like, that is how it is. Like, that is the honest truth here. The men wants this and the women unfortunately wants this. Once I understood that, then I was able to like quickly, sift through, like, I'm like, okay, I know what he wants based on his kind of conversation, and then I don't want anything to do with that. Tip number 1, understand this, and then your life will be so much easier in the dating scene in UAE. First thing I want to talk about is the time that he wants to hang out with you. That says a lot. I think this is like in general, but I'm telling you, the dating scene is in UAE. It's like the moment you get here, you are a good person, and then like the place changes you into a bad person. The time that he wants to hang out with you will tell you a lot about his motive. If a guy is calling you like around 10 p.m. and saying, oh, let's hang out, where are we going at 10 p.m? Like, I'm supposed to be sleeping, so where are we going at 10 p.m? It's different if we went out before, maybe we went for dinner or we went somewhere and it's a little bit late, and then we want to continue to maybe go to the club or something. But if you're reaching out to me on our first date or first meetup and you're calling me at 10 or 10:30 p.m. and you're saying, let's hang out, like, are you okay? So that is red flag number 1, the time that he wants to hang out with you. I'm not saying that a guy who would hang out with you in the afternoon would not necessarily be a bad person. That's not what I'm saying, but honestly, it should tell you a lot. Usually they want to enjoy something. So the second red flag is linked to the first one. After he has called you at an odd time, the place where he wants to hang out with you also says a lot. So for instance, somebody can call you at say 9 p.m. or 10 because they just probably closed from work maybe around 8 and they want you to go and watch a movie. That is okay. We can handle that. But if somebody is calling me at 10 a.m. 10 p.m. to hang out with them and they're taking me to the club, then it's a question mark, because you're going to drink, you know, and dance. Because usually, what are you going to do in a club? You know, just sit and talk. You cannot talk at a club. So if somebody is meeting you for the first time and they are calling you at night, and then also they want to hang out in a club, how am I going to get to know you? Right? So there, you know that this, you just know what his mindset is. What we talked about, the S, that is what they want, nothing else. Trust me on this. There's no guy that will call you at 10:30 p.m. and say, let's go to the club, and then they want to know you. No. So that is red flag number 2. Red flag number 3 is a phrase that they would use, especially if you're chatting with them, and then they will be like, even if they're getting to know you, right, you'd say things about yourself, and they also say things about themselves, saying blah blah blah, where did you school, blah blah blah, and they're like, oh, let's hang out today. Okay, where are we going? And then they'll be like, oh, let's go somewhere and have fun. Which one? Like, you cannot say what we are going to do. What is have fun? Why can't you just say what we are going to do? Let's meet up after work today and go to watch a movie, or let's meet up after work today and go have dinner, or let's meet up and go see this cultural building or whatever. Let's go to the beach and relax. Why are we going somewhere to have fun? What is the definition of fun here? The definition of fun is what we talked about. Anytime you hear that phrase in a conversation, do you want to have fun? Or let's go have fun, or I want to have fun with you, just know that that person is a no-no. They are not going to take you any serious. All they want is what we mentioned already, and cut it off. This actually happened to me just this weekend. So the guy reached out like 9 p.m. It's like, oh, I'll pick you up and then we'll go somewhere and have fun. I said, okay. But I insisted because I wanted to know where we are going. Then he mentioned the club, and I was like, okay. He picked me up. We went to the club. This guy bought one beer, 50 dirhams beer. I finished this, and then it was like 30 minutes, almost an hour, and we were just like standing. And I was like, are we not having any drinks anymore? And then he was like, oh, really? Yeah, I think so. Okay. So I had 2 beers and 2 shots of Jagermeister. And after the night, he was like, we are on our way back home. And then he said, oh, do you want to go to my place? And I said, for what? Then he said, oh, let's go and have fun. And I'm like, what fun is in your house? Like, we just left the club. So what are we going to do in your house? Like, what do you have for fun in your house? And then he was like, oh, I just want to get to know you. You picked me up at 10:30 p.m. No, actually it was like around 11. We went to the club where there's loud music, bang, 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 but you didn't even want to buy me drinks. And now you want to get to know me. It doesn't work like that. So I'm like, no, I want to go home. And then he said, oh, also because my house is close, like excuses. You take a woman out, like you're not even ready to spend that much money on her, but then you want to just have your way with her. That I find very disrespectful. Like, I'm not even going to give in. All right. If you give me an experience that I've not had before, like I instantly fall in love with you, like I'm like, my brains are like all over. But I'm not a beer. Come on, like I don't even drink beer. I was telling a friend of mine, like I don't drink beer. I started drinking beer when I came to UAE here, because that's like the cheapest drink you can have. So when I go out on my own, I'm like, okay, I'll just take a beer and drink. But I don't drink beer. So you buying me a beer would definitely not get me to go with you to your house and have fun. The next thing I want to say is, this is at the beginning of your chat. Especially on Bumble, this has happened to me a lot of times. So Bumble has something called speed dating, right? And this is why I said that this place changes you, because when I started dating on Bumble, I wasn't really keen on where are you from, you know, trying to know where they are from before I decide if I want to hang out with them or not. I just like, I really look at your profile and I read profile. I will read your profile to the last bit, try to get a sense of who you are. And then when I approach you, I start with a few questions before it's like, okay, so where are you from? What do you do? How long have you been in UAE? And all those questions. However, since I started doing the speed dating on Bumble, I realized that the first question that a lot of the guys will ask you, where are you from? The moment I say Africa, I say Ghana, some of them just go off. They will like end the chat. If that's like your first two questions, you know, like, hi, how are you doing, where are you from, then I know that no, you are not the type for me, because obviously you've seen my picture. So if you're asking me again where I'm from, then I feel like it's because they want to know, because your dark skin doesn't mean you're from Africa. There are dark skin that are from like Canada or other European countries. So I feel like they just want to know, is this dark skinned person from Africa or from another European country? And that is like a red flag for me. And also when they ask you, what do you do? So the question goes like, hi, how are you? Where are you from? What do you do? They just want to know, okay, you're dark skin, are you really African? And what you do also will kind of like determine the type of person you are. I'm not saying it's bad for a guy to ask you where you are from or what you do, but if these questions are like his first, amongst like his first 3 or 5 questions, then you know that something is up with this person. Why I say that this place is going to change you is, personally, when I had these experiences on Bumble where people ask me, where are you from? Then when I say Ghana, they instantly like end the chat. I started doing that, you know, and I did that a couple of times, and I was like, I had to bring myself back, like, this is not who you are, you know, because it gets to me sometimes and I'm like, I don't even like you two, you know. So I started asking people, like, first question is like, hi, where are you from? What do you do? And then when they tell me where they are from and I feel like, I don't like this person, I also end the chat. So yeah, if you don't take time, these things will get to you and you will start to change. And also one thing I realized, I was told, was that the longer a person stays in UAE being single, you become worse. Like, it's like you become worse. And I think that is very true. I have matched with people that have been in the UAE for like 9-10 years. There was one guy, I actually asked him, I asked him straight ahead. I was like, this is what I heard, how true is it? Then he said it's true, unfortunately. Like, they get worse. They don't want to settle down. They don't take anything serious. All they want is what we talked about. And that's how the game goes. When you're new in the system, you don't understand the game. So you want to go anywhere. You want to flow with people. You keep an open mind. And you're not like limiting yourself to one thing. You see the beauty in everybody. But the longer you stay here, then you start realizing that, damn, this is how it really goes. Then you start to adapt the dating culture, and then it starts to change you into most possibly the worst person in the dating scene. So to the ladies, you have to hold your values strongly and don't give in to the culture of the dating here, the dating culture here. Don't give in. Hold on to your values strongly, and then just know these red flags and know when to engage and when to disengage with people. These are a few of my red flags that I want to share with you. If you're coming to UAE, Dubai, and you're optimistic about the dating scene here or dating game, you want to find that partner, these are a few of my red flags. I'm not saying everybody who does these things are like a no-go area, but as a woman, just know these things. Let me tell you, this is a real deal. Dating in Dubai, in UAE, is hard. Okay, all right, so thank you so much for watching until the end. I really appreciate you sticking around. If this video was helpful, please share with your friends, like this video, and take care. I will see you in my next video.